You wanted to know if you are really subject to the 212E rule to your home residency requirement, even though you already seen that one in your visa stamp at the same time in your DS 2019. One way to find out is to file an advisory opinion through the Department of State. In this video, we are going to talk more about that. So let's dive in and let the journey begin. Hello everyone, good day. My name is Emmary. Welcome to Powerful Couple Journey, where we talk about immigration process, most especially with the J1 waiver. I used to be a J1 teacher with 212-year rule, now a green card holder, and I'm really wanting to share to you my do-it-yourself process and at the same time helping you navigate with your immigration journey and the forms that you have to submit. Now, we are going to talk about the advisory opinion with the Department of State. Why is this very important? One of which is you would like to determine from the source itself if you really are subject to the 2-year rule. We all know that it is like a cancer if you have this 2-year rule, since this will be really implemented to you, most especially if your skill or your profession falls under the exchange visitor skills list. There is a revised skills list already in the year 2024, and there's another one in the year 2009. So what are the steps that you have to do in order to determine if you are subject or not subject? The only thing to do is go to Google and type how to file advisory opinion with the Department of State. But there's a catch in this one. Most especially if you are a teacher with 13.01P code and from the Philippines, then you might be able to get a not subject. But there's a tricky part on this one. You need to have all these forms or all these requirements to at least show why you are not subject. Because we all know the Philippines is really part of the exchange visitor skills list. But there is something like a light at the end of the tunnel. If you are having this in your DS 2019, take a look at it now. It's going to be your code is 13.01, which has a P on the program, which means you are privately funded. Then you can file for this one, your advisory opinion stating you are not subject to the 212E rule. Provide that there is your skills list printed for 2009 and the revised skills list for 2024. At the same time, it is very important if you don't have anything to adjust status or you're not married to a US citizen, then you could either find a school that is part of the BIE school, or much better, if there is a school that will hire you for an H-1B visa, which is a dual intent. You can have a work permit, and at the same time, later on, your employer can petition you for getting that adjustment of status for legal permanent residency. So if you wanted to know more about the list, you can visit powerfulcouplejourney.com, where I show you the advisory opinion, how to really have this template to submit to the Department of State, because they have their own generic letter, and that will just cost you nothing but still subject to the 212E rule. It's not a guarantee that you use the template and you're going to get a not subject to your advisory opinion or AO. It still has to boil down to either you have a letter of intent to hire from that school that will hire you for an H-1B. What are your qualifications? What are the things that can showcase that you are really a huge asset to that school, not just to help the students, to the community, but the overall impact that you can give to the national interest. Always think about the national interest of the United States of America. And some of our J1 teacher friends from our private group, J1 Waiver Helping Hands, if you wanted to be part of that, please agree to group rules. That way I can accept you immediately. That is our private Facebook group where we are funneling all of our suggestions through a category. That way we can give ideas and we can really share and inspire other people that are also seeking for their waiver. Most of them are Filipinos, and there are a lot of nationalities in that group. So better know what to do. That way it will be given to you, and hopefully you'll pray as well, because the advisor opinion now takes 3 months to 5 months before they will respond to you through an email. So just follow the prompts in the website travel.state.gov, or just Google how to file an advisor opinion with the Department of State. Everything is laid out already. Again, do not use the generic letter they have. You can use the template we have. That way it's easier for you to really put more information, because it is very crucial at this point that you need to understand how important it is to become not subject to the 212E rule. That way you don't have to go home anymore. Live the life that you wanted, that America can provide to you. We wanted to go back to our home country as well. Yes, we do. But we're also looking for more opportunities, not just being a J1 visa holder, but getting that legal permanent residency. What a great honor if you can get that green card, especially the 10-year green card. There's plenty of things that you have to know and you can explore. I used to be a J1 teacher, now working as a state employee. What a huge blessing, right? So if you wanted to be part of that, please tune in for more videos, and we are sharing a lot of free information here. And please consider to like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel, Powerful Couple Journey. That way we can give more ideas to our J1 teacher friends and J1 teachers or J1 visa holders alike. God bless. See you in my next video. Please don't forget to click and subscribe. Have a great day.